Before this video starts, I just want to ask people that if you like the video, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment in the comment section below. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified whenever I release a new video. You'll also find any relevant links, including the link to my Patreon, in the description below. Thanks. I just got word that the new trailer for Halloween 2 is out, the second trailer, and I thought I might watch it. What I'll do is I'll watch the trailer once, not really say anything, and then maybe give my thoughts afterwards, and then maybe watch it again, I'm not sure. So, yeah, without further ado, here's Halloween trailer 2.
Which one should we go to? They're all spooky. I'm gonna pick that one over on across the street. Yeah, do you? Oh, what the? Hey! Sorry about that. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
40 years ago, on Halloween night, Michael Myers murdered 3 people.
After that horrific night, he was sent back to the institution in captivity.
Oh dear.
I have prayed every night that he would escape.
What the hell did you do that for?
So I can kill him. The bus crashed.
Michael Myers escaped.
He'll return to Haddonfield, his home.
I need to protect my family.
You have no security system, Karen.
Mom, you need help.
Evil is real.
There's a reason we're supposed to be afraid of this night.
I've been preparing for this for a long time. It is not safe to be on the street tonight.
Go home! Get out of here! Get inside! Michael!
He's here. He is a killer, but he will be killed tonight. Happy Halloween, Michael.
I liked it. I can say that much. I feel like I need to watch it again. But before I do, what did I like about it initially? The point of view shot where he's walking towards the shed before going after the woman with the hammer. I like the music. It's pretty good. There's a couple of things that seem a little bit iffy. Maybe it's something about Jamie Lee Curtis. I can't really describe it, but there's just something about it that seemed, I don't know. Because the one thing that the trailers didn't really show a lot of before this is the acting and how the characters would be talking to each other. And this might actually be intentional, but it almost seems like the dialogue between the characters when they're talking almost sounds a little bit like bad acting. It has that kind of feel to it. And the original had that kind of feel to it as well. So, yeah, I kind of got that vibe off it. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just kind of saying it. So let's watch that again. Alright, it's starting. Again, the music is really good.
They're all spooky. I'm gonna pick that one over on across the street. Yeah, do you? Oh, what the? Hey! Sorry about that. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And we have the point of view shot here, and the crickets and sound effects.
Michael Myers murdered 3 people.
I kind of wish for this scene that they,
After that
in the
horrific
trailer, I
night,
realize
he
that's
was
kind of
sent
what
back
it's
to
for,
the
but
institution
I hope they don't have
in
something
captivity.
like a narration over this during the actual scene. They probably could have just left that out. Just have him walking around in silence. Good sound effect. Nice and squishy. I've had to do sound editing before I use vegetables to emulate people being injured.
That he would escape.
It's kind of what it sounded like.
What the hell did you do that for?
I like that too because it shows him entering, sneaking up behind her, and a series of jump cuts.
The bus crashed.
Michael Myers escaped.
He'll return to Haddonfield, his home.
I like how his face is hidden by the
You have
tree.
no security system, Karen.
Mom, you need help.
Evil is real.
There's a reason we're supposed to be afraid of this night.
Is this supposed to be Sam Loomis
For
talking?
this for a long time.
It is not safe to be on the street tonight.
Go home! Get out of here! Get inside! Michael!
He's here.
I have to wonder if any of these audio cues that we're hearing are reminiscent of what we'll be hearing in the film.
But he will be killed tonight. Happy Halloween, Michael.
Yeah, some of the lines from Laurie I don't really... I'm not really liking. He's a killer. But he'll be killed tonight. That looks good. I wondered about that shot. Reaching through the door and grabbing Laurie's face. Would it be like the scene in the original with the nurse in the station wagon where he's just kind of feeling her face? And it looks like he actually grabs it and like pulls it like hard physically and lifts her off the ground by her head. It seems a little implausible, but Michael's a strong guy, so if you've seen any of the other Halloween movies, that's actually pretty typical of him. But if he's that strong, you think he could just crush her throat. And I have to wonder how many scenes like that they'll have where he's kind of toying with her, or if it'll be more intense in a way that is a bit different from, say, Halloween 2. They had all of these scenes where Laurie's in danger in a way that didn't really feel plausible. They just wanted to have scenes where she was under attack, so to speak. But at the same time, he could have killed her but didn't. With this trailer, it's hard to get a feel for that because there's a scene at the end, and it looks like there's a few scenes where she's kind of knocking and throwing him around, but not very many where he actually has her physically in his grip. It seems like it's only that last bit at the end. And they look pretty intense, you know, pretty physical, in a way that reminds me of the very end of Halloween when Laurie is saved from Michael by Dr. Loomis, and right before Loomis emerges onto the scene with his 6-shooter, Michael has Laurie in his grip and is strangling her. At the end of that movie, I thought, like, okay, foreplay's over, it's time to kill Laurie. I have to wonder if they're going to have a similar approach where Michael waits until nearly the end of the movie to stop toying with Laurie and actually try and kill her. Because if she is armed for bear and as prepared as she is, won't she be able to put up more of a fight than she did in the original movie? And she fought back quite a bit compared to some of the other victims. And if that's the case, maybe he'll drop the foreplay act earlier and actually try and kill her in earnest, like partway through the second act, something like that. One thing about the original is that the victims didn't know that Michael was stalking them. They weren't trying to fight back. They weren't trying to kill him. They didn't have guns. And Laurie knows exactly who he is. And is he going to be able to stalk her the same way that he stalked Annie or Nancy? I don't really think that he'll be able to. I think that if he's going to stand a chance against Laurie, provided that he's not some like invincible teleporting machine this time around, but more of an actual human, that he's going to have to fight back sooner. So that scene where she's leaning against the door and he reaches through the window and is pulling her off the ground, maybe it's not the final scene in the film. So yeah, those are my thoughts. It looks good. Overall, it looks solid. But it doesn't look perfect. I mean, there's something about the dialogue that is reminiscent of the dialogue in the first film in a way that felt kind of half-baked. As much as I love the original, the one weakness that it has that I can think of off the top of my head is the dialogue isn't really perfect. Borrowing that from Loomis, I thought Loomis's dialogue was great, but some of the other characters, it felt like script dialogue that wasn't always delivered as well as it could be. That's, of course, a side effect of being a low-budget movie that was made as quickly as Halloween was when you're working with actors that didn't have a lot of experience. This time around, maybe they're trying to emulate that. The same way that when they made The Lost Skeleton of Cadabra, they were trying to emulate Ed Wood. Instead of making something campy, they were trying to emulate camp. And I have to wonder if that's what Blumhouse is going for here. But even so, I'm excited to see this. I definitely want to see it. It's not like I watched this and I had any kind of bad gut feeling. It looks good. So yeah, that's it.